Okay, very good. That one. One participation. Single element of speech and writing that we use to express ourselves. Okay, Larissa says a word is a composition of letters that form one meaning. It is used to form sentences. Okay, very good. A group of letters ordered in a way that usually means something. Meaningful element of a sentence. A word is an element of a sentence. Letter the form of word, which means, okay, it can be a verb, subject, complement. Sequence of letters that have meaning. An element that is used for speech and writing can be combined with others to form a sentence. Element speech, one of the most important ones. Set of elements that we use to give meaning to things in the word. Some letters in structure to build a model way to communicate, the union of letters in order to make meaning. Words are formed by letters to form a sentence. It is a basic unit of the language. A word words is a symbol to represent, refer to something or someone. Words are a set of letters which have a meaning we use to communicate. That on speech or writing we use to communicate. A part of language consisted of one or more spoken sounds. Okay. Union of letters create a definition. Okay. Simple element of speech or writing from a sentence. Composition of letters that explain, describe, or mean something. Elements of writing that contain letters or letters that has a meaning. An element of speech that means something in context. Okay, very good. Now look at the other definitions. And if you like one, just click on the heart, give it a like, and subscribe, and send your money to Patreon. That's good. All right, so you got 1 point here for basic unit of language. 2, getting more. 3. Okay, we got 2 for a composition of letters that form one meaning, an element. Okay, so far this one is winning. Oh, this one is, oh my God. Position of letters. Okay. That's 10, 17, 20, 25. I think, okay. Didn't know we could put more than once. All right, guys, that was very good. So the definition with the most likes, right, is this one. So I'm gonna ask the author to read it for us and to try to explain it. Larissa, can you read your definition? Because everybody seems to like it.
Yes, it says a word is a composition of letters that form meaning. It is used to form sentences. I put one meaning, but words can have various meanings, right?
Yes, very good. Yes, I know that. We're going to see that later, but meaning depends on context. But yeah, right. What is the composition of letters? Definitely. But I guess in that way, you're talking about the written word, right?
Yes.
Because the spoken word has no letters. It has, I think Samuel said over here. Samuel, can you read yours? Samuel Cepeda, read your definition.
Yeah. It says a part of language consisting of one or more spoken sounds.
Right. So you're focusing on spoken words or spoken language.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe this goes both ways, right? I think Ana Julia said it better. Well, just said an element of speech or writing, we use to communicate. So a word can be spoken, can be written. We're gonna see that. We're gonna see that today. Now notice that in most of your definitions, we have letters put together to form meaning, letters together to form meanings to communicate. Excellent. I'm gonna keep a copy of this because at the end of the unit, hopefully you can look at it again and say, "My God, I'm so intelligent. I was right from the beginning," or I didn't know that. I know something better. All right, I want to move on to the next part. Thank you. And all of them. All right, all right, here we go. Listen. Are you watching this?
What does knowing a
Yes,
word
yes.
mean?
Okay.
On a very basic level, knowing a word in the foreign language means knowing what its equivalent is in your native language. But that's really just the beginning. There are at least 8 different aspects to knowing what a word means. This ranges from spelling and pronunciation, knowing the level of formality, positive or negative associations, word families, grammar and context, common word partnerships, and finally, knowing about the different meanings that a word can have.
Wait. Sorry, let me go back. Here you go. Okay. So we said, what does it mean to know a word? It means you know how to pronounce, you know how to write it, spell it, you know its different meanings, you know how to use it in a sentence, right? You understand its context, its grammatical form. You can tell the difference between formal and informal. You know that that word connects to other words. You know, traditionally this word will be connected to this other word, set. Okay, so that's what I want you to consider.
Knowing about the different meanings that a word can have.
All right, so here is an activity for you. It says write down as many aspects to knowing a word as you can remember. There are 8, but remember, only write the ones you remember. You don't have to write them all, just whatever stuck with you the most. You can see the activity, right? Want to take that as a yes. All right, we got some contributions, right? What's it mean to know a word? Wow, you got a lot. Word family, spelling, and pronunciation, different meanings, pronunciation. Learn different meanings, how to use them in a sentence. Pronunciation, meaning, pronunciation, spelling, meaning, pronunciation, meaning, pronunciation, spelling, spelling, pronunciation. All right, I think like most of you guys went with pronunciation, meaning, and spelling, which is very good. Okay. But I said there are many things to consider when you say, do you know that word? You say, yeah, it means this. So that's one way to know that you really mastered that word. But also they say word families. Maybe this word comes from this origin, or is connected to this other, or from this word I can create these other words. Okay. All of that is what it means to know a word. So like I said at the beginning, it's not as easy as you will think when they ask you that question. Do you know this word? You might say, I know what it means, but and I'm able to use it in a sentence. So I know it well enough to use it to communicate. Or even, I mean, maybe I don't use it to communicate, but I understand what somebody means when they use it. So yeah, that's what it means to know a word. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to the next activity. So what does it mean to know a word? Turns out that the information encoded in a word It's fairly complex since a word is related to different kinds of information, which if I make reference to each of these subfields of linguistics, that we were working with, the lexical structure, like the spelling, pronunciation, phonetic, phonological information, meaning, semantic information, pragmatic, like when do we use it, how do we use it, syntactic information, meaning I know that this word in this place, in this sentence, this word means this. But if I move it at this other part of the sentence, the word is going to have a different meaning, so quite complex. All right, moving on. Now you're going to match these subfields of linguistics that we're saying, lexical structure, phonetic, semantic, pragmatic, syntactic. So you have 2 minutes to match the subfield linguistics with the definition, description, or example. So 3, 2, 1, go. Less than a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We finish. Time's up. Let's check. All right, start with Elena. Elena, lexical structure, what do you mean?
Do I read it?
Yes, please.
Lexical structure information. We must know about its internal structure.
Right.
Well,
So what does that mean? What are we talking about? Internal structure.
I guess this is like the spelling.
The
We must
spelling.
know.
Right, very good. Yeah, so lexical structure. Right now we're talking about spelling. How do we form these words with what letters in what order or something? Okay, Jose Carlos Obeso, what about semantic? Jose Carlos Obeso, are you there?
Sorry, I thought I had a mute. I'm sorry.
Okay.
For semantic information, we must know its meaning or its several meanings.
Right. Well, semantic is meaning, so we must. A word can have more than one meaning, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. It will depend on context. Will depend on so many things. All right, Brian. What about phonetic, phonological?
Can you hear me?
Brian Lopez. Phonetic, phonological information.
We must know its pronunciation.
Right. How do we know its pronunciation?
By like saying it the right way, or like building it in parts to like say it the right way.
That's right. All right, guys, we have less than a minute. I'm going to stop the meeting because it's going to stop. But please try to come back